Hi Flosstube, I'm coming at you from Central Texas. My name's Angela Gibson, and this has been on my list to do a video as one of my goals for the year, so be it. I have signed up for the Flosstube retreat as groupie and decided that I needed to go ahead and jump in and do my own videos. This is something that I've been wanting to do since I joined back into the stitching community, but I was hesitant. I'm an introvert, and basically it scares me to death to be on Flosstube. But here we go. I'll jump off that proverbial cliff. So I'll try not to do the yums. I live in Central Texas, like I said. I have 5 children, all boys, all grown, all in their 20s. We're empty nesters. Loving it, but hating it. Miss my kids. I do have a 5-year-old grandson, and I get to him every other week, and tonight he comes by, so I'm excited about that. Let's see. My husband and I have been married for going on 13 years. It is our subsequent marriages from our first, and together we have the 5 children. So anyways, I have 3 puppies that are the love of my life. Nola girl is the only girl in this house besides me, and so she gets totally loved on. She is the princess. I'm the queen. She's the princess. And I have Max, who is going on 13 years. He's a Lhasa Apso. I have a 11-and-a-half-year-old Chihuahua, Chico, and he is adorable. They all are. I just love them. So that's kind of a little bit of my life. I have been stitching since I was a little girl. I can't even tell you the age. I was in a family that I was in a family that taught all crafts. My mom, my grandmothers, anyone in my life was willing to share me their craft. I cross stitch, I crochet, I sew, I quilt. I did try knitting, but it never turned out to be my thing. Crocheting was more my thing. So I go on these phases and cycles of loving something and going head deep in it, and then I kind of wane, and then I come back to it. So stitching for me, I have done off and on my whole life, but I kind of was on a hiatus for a while, and it started up in probably October, November time. A lady from my quilt guild said that she belonged to the Austin Stitchery Guild. And I thought, oh, I really want to go. I didn't even know that one existed. So a friend of mine, one of my best friends, and we went to the Stitchery Guild, and I just pulled out all my cross stitch and just started going crazy. So it was about November that I just decided, this is it. I am back in love with cross stitching, and I went full speed ahead. My poor bank account at Christmas time, just everything went stitchy. So I pulled out one of my oldest projects that I had, and it was a lavender and lace, and I fell in love with lavender and lace years ago. My mother-in-law, probably about 10 years ago, Hobby Lobby was cleaning out all of their cross stitch, and she asked me to go to the stores up by me and see if they had any lavender and lace kits. So I started picking them up for her, and I went, oh my gosh, I'm in love with these. So I decided, dive in, go ahead and start one. So I did. Well, it's been going on about 10 years that I have this one. And it's not 10 years because I'm that slow of a stitcher. It's because I stopped working on it, and I'd pick it up, put in a couple hundred stitches, and put it away. And I did that for the last 10 years until November. And I got super excited about it, started working on it, but then I found all these websites, Soulful Stitchers, Stitch Mania, all these places, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's a whole community of stitchers. I got so excited. I joined everything I could. And I started getting things. I didn't know that people were stitching on linen. Come on, linen? I had no idea. After cross-stitching and seeing it my whole life, I didn't know there was anything you stitched on besides Ida. And maybe, you know, an Afghan. I saw my mom stitching on an Afghan once. So I was like, oh my gosh, I've got to try all of this. And I just went and bought all of it and started trying different things. And I have to say, I'm still really scared about the linen and the jobeling and the even weave and all of that and learning it. But I'm getting there. I'm trying. I'm really, really trying. So, I guess what I want to kind of show you is my oldest WIP first, which is going to be my lavender and lace. And I don't know if I can get it fully in the screen or not. We'll just see. So here is my first lavender and lace. I think it's called the Angel of Winter. Can you see it? There we go. She's beautiful. She's absolutely gorgeous. And her muff is whisper and threads and all the beads. I had bought the beads, everything. Nothing threw me or scared me when I bought it. I mean, it was the first time to buy anything with beads or a different type of thread, which happened to be whisper and Krennic. I just bought it all and I started stitching on it, and I've been stitching on it, like I said, for the last 10 years. Now this one, I did it on 14 count Ida, and it's a grayish blue. I don't know, it's so old, I can't tell you what it is. And I see how filthy it is because I stitch in hand a lot. All my life, I've never enjoyed stitching with a hoop or reaching around. I'm not a two-hander. And so it really threw me for a loop. And I'm sorry, that's my little princess over here. She's trying desperately to get my attention and to see everyone. So that's my Nola girl. Yeah, my Nola girl. And she's spoiled rotten, and right now she just wants all of Mama's attention. But I've got to put her down. So she can sit right there and watch Mama. Okay, so back to my WIP. So this is where I'm at. I have completed all of the stitching, the cross stitching, all the way through down to the bottom. I'm coming up the front of her dress, and so now I'm in this area here at the front. Her muff goes in here, and then it comes up to the collar and to her hair. The wings are all done. All I have left, basically, is this area right here. But what's stopping me? I don't know. It's all skin. Of course, I'm on Ada, so I don't know this 1/1, or I've never tried any of that. So it will be the 2/1 on Ida. I guess the lighting's not too bad on that. It does cast a shadow. But so I do have some work to do on her, and now that I've pulled her back out again, I'm loving her. I need to work on her again. This is my first and very first needle minder too, and it's the Pride and Prejudice needle minder from Cassie's Needle Minders. I'm surprised I remember that because my memory is horrible. So this is my first oldest WIP. Of course, anything I had done in the past, I was the type of person that just gave everything away. I never stitched for myself. This is the first one I have stitched for myself, and maybe that's why it's not done. I don't know. I tend to stitch for others a lot faster and easier, and I don't know, I just, because you got a deadline, you want to finish it for a certain cause or a certain reason. So now my stitching is all about me. I want to stitch for me. I guess I'm getting older, and I just want, my kids are all grown, and so there's no baby announcements and things like that to make. Excuse me, I'm just so hot. So it's just about me, and I'm just stitching what I love. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you some of my whips. If I can get through some of my whips, I'm hoping to make this about a 20-minute video just as an introduction, and then we'll see how it goes. And if it goes well, then I'll go ahead and do some more. We'll see how it goes. So one of the whips I'm doing right now is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. I found this, and I just love every single creature in this woodland sampler. It is, again, by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. Are those not the cutest little animals you have ever seen? Look at those little deer. Oh my gosh, I just am in love. So I've done January and February, and now I'm down to March and April, and I'd like to get these done soon. We'll see. March, I'm trying to do one a month, so we'll see how I get on that, and we'll go from there. But for now, this is all I have accomplished. Story about this one. I started this one getting ready for January in December, and I started stitching away the borders. I wanted to wait for the insides till later, but I started stitching away at the border and thinking, okay, I can get the border completed and then just fill them in each month. Well, I got almost down to the end, and I went, I'm out of fabric. I'm not gonna have even an inch, not less than that. It was gonna go off the paper. So I have a piece of fabric in my sewing room, craft room, that is like stitched down to about right here of the border, and it's going to be a lot longer than that. So this is just on an oatmeal 14 count Ida. I'm really trying to use up what I have in stash, because I have bought so many beautiful fabrics, and I just can't stand having all that other stuff sitting there right now just waiting. So my needle minder is a little cute little fox, and I got that from Bella Stitch. I bought a lot of my needle minders from Bella Stitch. Abby, miss you. I just loved ordering from Bella Stitch. So that's one of the whips that I'm trying to do monthly. I am in the Year of Whips, Soulful Stitchers, and not doing so good because I really like so many new things since I started that, and I really want to stitch everything and just can't. So there's that. And then I'm in the Sal Lakeside Needlecraft one, where this is the March. Everybody's shown this one, but it's the March one, the February, and January. And she did a surprise and released the April one last night, and so I am just thrilled. I haven't printed it off. My husband did something to my printer, so got to get my printer fixed because I have to do it. But last month, as I was working on February, I don't know, I got into a mood that just said, I want to throw this across the room. I don't know why. It was just that way. It was that way with, you'll see the Dragon Sal and this one. I just wanted to chunk it. So I finished the shark. There's my octopus. And then I finished the shark. But I didn't do the little fishies around them, because that's the point that I went, I don't want to do 2 or 3 stitches and then change a thread. I just wanted to chunk it across the room. But it's slowly coming back because now that I saw April's release, I want to pick it back up. It is so cute. I just love the submarine. So, anyways, that's the way it is. And my needle minder is, I cross stitch so I don't kill people. And I think I put that on there that night because I told my husband I was ready to chunk it, and so it was befitting to put that needle minder on there. Oh, and I'm stitching it on the fabric that came from Under the Sea that was recommended, and it's on, I believe I'm on 16 count Ida. And I just love how it goes from real light to the darkness like of the sea. I used to dive. I can't anymore, but I used to dive, and my husband is a dive instructor. I tell you what, it just brought back memories of Cozumel and diving, and I'd love to go back and dive again. Maybe someday. We'll see. So that is my current sal with that one, and I signed up for so many sals because they were just, oh! So the next one that I have, I don't have the full pattern. Do I have a full pattern in front of me? No, that's not it. I don't have the full pattern in front of me. It's the Stitch Rovia Quotes to Live By, and I just took my pattern. I just took my pattern off of there because I don't want you to see that. But I started over here on the end, and I'm going up and over. It's a lot of pink. And I love this one. I didn't want to put it down, but I had other things calling to me, and so I had to put it down. So, yeah, that's that one. I'll try to show you the picture next time if I return. I hope to return. And my needle minder is, of course, Leia. Leave my Leia bling bling. And I believe, I think I got that from Nifty Nannies. I think so. See, my memory is so bad. I'm not like all of those other bloggers and Flosstubers that can remember every needle minder they got. I have a whole cart here full of needle minders. Like I said, I think it's Nifty Nannies. Most of mine are Bella Stitch, some Cassie's, and some Nifty. So we'll just have to see. I'm sorry. I apologize if I miss anyone. So the next one that I'm going to show you is the Ingleside Imaginarium Birthstone Dragons. And this is the current one, and we are on March. So I started this one, and then I watched the Stash Queens video, and let me tell you, the jewels she's putting on hers are amazing. I've seen a couple other videos with jewels put on them. Fell in love. So what did I have to do? Enable me. Enable. I am an, oh, anybody can enable me. I will jump. I will just jump on the floor. It's so sad. So I went out to Michael's and I got these, all these charms. And they're little, like teardrop jewels. And I figure I'm gonna go ahead and put those on there. Now I already stitched the jewel for the January one, and so I might just lay that on. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna stitch that right on top. But for the February one, I'm gonna go ahead. I didn't put the jewel in because I just finished that the other day, and I left the jewel off so that I could do that one. And then, you know, of course, we've got March. We've got some of the aquamarine on there. So I actually am not that far along. I have to do March still, but I had to frog all of my border and all down here because this I had gone down up one too far, and up here I missed a stitch right in here, so I had to like take it all out and put it all back in. And I'm using a variegated 69 for the border. I love this one. I do. I really do. There's a lot of back stitching to it. but they're beautiful dragons. Don't know which one of my sons it's going to go to, because they're all looking at it going, Mom, I'd like that in my house, you know. So we'll have to see. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens when it gets done. It should be done in time for Christmas, so somebody's going to get it. And then my needle minder here is this beautiful, beautiful mermaid, and I chose the green. It almost looks like peridot, and that's my birthstone. So put that on there, and I believe I got that from Abby also with Bella Stitch. So that is my birthstone dragons. This one I picked up. I had never heard of Nora Corbett or Mirabilia. Well, I tell you what, I own a ton of their charts now, and I just love the patterns. So I decided I'm gonna get my feet wet, and I was enabled. I saw Stitcheristas. Hi Danielle, hope you're feeling well. Hers on her wall, and I went, oh, just gotta have that. So this is Wisteria by Nora Corbett, and I started stitching this one. And this one, I did pick one of my first hand-dyeds that I bought. It was one of the first of 3 fabrics that I purchased. And it's an 18 count Ida. And I bought it off of Stash Unload, and I can't tell you if her name was Sherry. I believe her name was Sherry, but I can't remember her last name. And every now and then she's on Stash Unload and has some fabric there. And so I know that's where I got it, but on Mondays, I think they can post their fabrics. I'm now a big buyer of Kathy Davidson's at Dying For You. Is that it? No, that's not it. No, Dying for Cross Stitch. Yes, because I just purchased another one of hers, and so it's Dying for Cross Stitch. And she just recently was kicked off of Stash Unload. She's a very small person. No, she's not a small person, but I mean, she was just dyeing fabric and trying to unload it. Not a big business person, so she's now on her own at Stash Unload. Like I said, wouldn't let her sell there any longer. So if you're interested in fabric, she sells on Sundays online on Facebook. Friend her. You'll love her fabric. I have loved her fabric. And so anyways, tangent. That's my wisteria. I love her. I want to get back to her. Haven't yet. Will soon. That's my little Hello Kitty needle minder from Bella Stitch. Just loved it. Love seeing her collection of Abby's collection of her Hello Kitty. I lived in Japan growing up. My dad was in the Air Force, and I collected a lot of Hello Kitty back in the day, but I didn't save them and keep them pristine. I do have a pencil case that I've kept all my life, and it is a hard case, and it opens on both sides magnetically, and it's got the little magnet part for the eraser and stuff. And so it just brought back a lot of memories to me when I saw the collection of Hello Kitty. So that's Wisteria. And so lastly, I'll show you this whip. I found this on Stash Unload. Yes, Stash Unload is an enabler. You just look at the stuff and you're just like, oh, I can buy that for $5. I can buy that for $4. I can buy that. Check the prices against 123 Stitch though, because sometimes people put their prices out there and they haven't compared them. Just saying. So I'm doing House of a Quilter, and I know, there it is. This is the pattern, and I'm doing this on a 16 count latte, and I got that from 123 Stitch. Can you see it without the glare? Let me see. It'd be nice of me to take it out for you. Like I said, I am a quilter. I belong to the local quilt guild up here. And so I just fell in love with this when I saw this. And I was like, I've got to start stitching it. And I worked on it for 2 or 3 days. And then I just said, okay, I got to put it down. Got to pick up something else. I am not a rotator. I stitch every day by how I feel. What do I feel like working on today? It could be something like this that's been sitting there, or it could be something, I want a new start. And so I start something new. No rhyme or reason to my madness other than I have several sales that I try to get done in the month. That is my goal. I don't make resolutions, I make goals. And that was on my list of goals. So here is House of Quilting. I love it. I love it. I just started on one of the girls' hair. I love the little loops on there. Look at the scissors. And then there were scissors up in the sign up here. Didn't realize that until I was done stitching and went, oh, those are scissors. Those are just too cute. So there's another motif that goes over here that I haven't stitched yet. Just having fun with this one. It's just fun. Having fun with it. So that's my House of Quilting. And of course, I will be sharing it with my quilt guild when it's done, just because, why not? It's fun. Well, there's one more thing that I want to show before I go. I have a whole bunch of finishes that I've done since January, or since November when I started really, that's when the end of November was when I really started getting back into stitching. And I don't know if anybody else is like crazy for April the Giraffe right now. My husband laughs at me and says I am just giraffe crazy right now. And I have to tell you, I really never paid attention to giraffes before until she started expecting and everybody was on pins and needles. Well, that mama is still expecting, let me tell you. I check it through the night if I wake up because the dogs want to go outside. I'm crazy. I am just a crazy, crazy giraffe loving person right now. So what did I have to do? You gotta cross stitch it. So I went online and I searched for a pattern and I was like, okay, they've gotta have, and I've seen the mama and, you know, with their faces down with the baby and, you know, neck nudging them and everything. And I was like, oh, those are so cute. Where did they get them? I've seen past videos. And so I found this one. Oh my God, that's April. I've named her April. And then whatever little baby comes out of her, that's gonna be that one. Yes, I'm crazy. I am crazy. I love animals. I do. Don't get me wrong. I do love animals. Aren't they adorable? Now what I want to do though is I don't want to, it's a full coverage and I don't want to stitch this and this up here. What I want to do is find some really cool fabric and just stitch mama and baby on it. I think that would be so cool. I'm not big into the full coverage pieces yet. I haven't ventured into that. I'm scared. I did buy my first Haid. But I don't know if I have it sitting here. Oh, I do. I do. This is funny. I'll go off on my tangent. Hannah Lynn. Oh, yes. I bought that. Can't wait to do it, but too scared to start. I'll get there. Anyways, baby and mother giraffe. So April and baby. April, have your baby. So I can name this baby giraffe and get it started. I have bought the threads. I have all the threads. I just need to find the right fabric for it. Oh, and speaking of, if you're not in the coffee Quaker sale, join. Oh, you gotta join. Go get your stuff in fabric and pattern and join with us. I am, of course. It's another sale. Why not? I'm excited. Okay, so that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope to see you back. See if I come back. As they say, we'll see how this goes. But I'm happy that taking that leap. getting that introvert to jump off that cliff, and I'm doing it. All right, take care. Have a happy St. Patrick's Day, by the way. I'm wearing green, St. Baldrick's. It's a good cause. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy birthday to my nieces that today turned 14. Love you, babies. And we'll see you soon.